Cool. All right, it's day 5, and it looks like Silent Hill out here. It's pretty crazy. This is take 2. I started recording when I got off the bus, and partway through, I slipped on some ice, and then, oh man, it was bad. I went back and I watched it, and it was ridiculous. And I'm not going to share that video, because quite frankly, it's embarrassing. You know, if I... Ooh. Why it's embarrassing though. I mean, it's kind of obvious no one wants to see themselves mess up, but like realistically, why do I have to be perfect? Why is there this pressure for me to appear to be perfect in the public eye? I mean, personally, I have a need to appear really positive in front of anything I do, or I should say to myself, and hold myself accountable to look a certain way and be of a certain standard. But why should I care what other people think? Is it a bad thing that I tripped? Not really. Slipping on ice happens all the time. Regardless if I was distracted on the phone or not, I feel like I still would have slipped. And I mean, just because I can do backflips doesn't mean that I'm not susceptible to slipping on some ice. Something is really strange that bothers me as much as it does. I mean, of course, the pain is not fun, but that is what it is, right? So it's day 5, and it's late, and I'm outside, and I'm walking home. Well, I'm pretty much there now, but I just thought it'd be cool to keep recording outside. So I find a place where there's a decent amount of light and just record there, I suppose. I really don't know what to say today, because there's nothing that has really super been on my mind. At least when I started recording, there was nothing that came to mind. And maybe it's just exhaustion, because I'm pretty exhausted. But it wasn't until I slipped and adrenaline rushed through my body that I kind of had a better sense of what's going on in my head and the things that are going on with me right now. So I think I finally kind of remembered what I'd like to talk about. It's probably the fact that I had a call today from a really good buddy of mine. And I mean, I say really good buddy, but realistically, we haven't talked in years. But that's not a bad thing. I have lots of friends that I don't talk to. That it happens. We lose touch. People's schedule changes. People move. People have all sorts of different situations and circumstances around them that change. That doesn't make you any less of friends. It just changes how often you interact. And I'm one of those people that am totally comfortable with seeing one person, let's say once or twice a year, sometimes less, and still feeling really close to that person. If there was a period in our lives where we really got along well and saw each other a frequent amount. I had reconnected with another friend, I think, like a week and a half ago, and same kind of thing. I hadn't seen him in, like, realistically, I haven't sat down and talked to him for real in a long time. And it didn't even matter the second I saw him. It was like nothing had changed. And I don't know why people can't just do that. What's wrong with having space between people? Realistically, we live in a really busy world, especially when you have so much little time you can allocate to yourself. What's wrong with spending time here, there, and doing other things and then reconnecting once in a while? I don't think there's a problem with that. But there are definitely lots of people in the world that will not be happy with you or not appreciate you if you don't see them every second. And that's just not me. That's probably the biggest thing that I get into conflict with other people, is I don't often message or call or just kind of check in with people if I don't have a reason to right now. Like, it doesn't mean I'm not interested in how they're doing, it's just I have other things going on, and it's kind of just something that doesn't occur to me at all. And I wonder if that's just me, and I might just be crazy. But I almost think people are overreacting when they look at me and they say, how could you not message me? Why haven't you called in like a year or reached out? And realistically, it's a two-way street. Sometimes I message people once or twice. They're not free, and I get that. I understand that. But then I never message back again, and then I see them and they're all upset. Well, why couldn't you have messaged me? But everyone has their own perspective when it comes to situations like that. I'm sure I'm forgetting times where other people have reached out to me and I've just didn't respond. Because a lot of times you read messages and you're like, okay, I'll respond in an hour when I'm not busy. And then you forget about it and you drop it. It just happens. It's not necessarily a morally bad thing, but it happens, and it's not good. But yeah, keeping in touch with people is good. It was definitely the theme of my last video. Yeah, so I definitely lost my train of thought. A bunch of cars came on the road and I had to move, and so I just walked home. But while I was walking, I was thinking about my level of happiness and different ways that it's changed. And I was thinking about how gratitude seems to be the thing that keeps people happy, by being thankful. And while it's a nice concept, how does one practice genuine gratitude? You can sit down and mindfully think about all the things people have done for you, and you do appreciate them, and you appreciate all the things that are going on, but it doesn't necessarily change your outlook. And so I think it'd be better to realize when someone goes out of their way in the moment. So like if someone offers you a ride or makes you a meal or takes you out somewhere, it's probably best to think about that more in the moment, and maybe you'll appreciate the experience more. Because gratitude seems to be the thing that fuels a better satisfaction in life. I think it's best to practice it as gratitude should appear, instead of being thankful for things that have already happened and are kind of falling or have fallen on deaf ears. It's good to move forwards and think, wow, they did that for me. And I don't think I'll catch everything. I don't think anyone who tries it will catch everything. But I think it's probably, at least personally for me, something that'll help me move forwards in general. I really haven't had a lot to say today, which is weird, because I love speaking and saying things, but I'm constantly reminded that this video is supposed to be about how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, and for the most part, I'm not here to lecture. At least I don't think I should be. I should be here to just process things. So that's probably all I have in terms of the tidbit for day 5, I think it is. I'm going to get some Z's. Hopefully I'll be re-energized for tomorrow and just start talking about more. Cool. Thanks for putting up with me. I haven't had much to say, but I hope you got something out of it. Have a good one.